Right.
I kind of have to laugh when I think of, sounds like a non sequitur. He was asked whether or not he would be capable and it would be in good hands to be in charge of the nuclear weapons, and all of a sudden there's a sideways attack at me.
Well, he's right about
I think that
He was right. Go on, please.
It goes to really the judgment. Do we want someone with that kind of character, that kind of careless language to be negotiating with Putin? Do we want someone like that to be negotiating with the RAND? I think really there's a sophomore quality that is entertaining about Mr. Trump, but I am worried. I'm very concerned about having him in charge of the nuclear weapons, because I think his response, his visceral response to attack people on their appearance, short, tall, fat, ugly, my goodness, that happened in junior high. Are we not way above that? Would we not all be worried to have someone like that in charge of the nuclear arsenal?
Mr. Trump. I never attacked him on his look, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter right there. That I can tell you.
Why did people laugh? I find that a little disturbing. It's not funny. What's there to attack Rand Paul about his looks on? You're laughing. Okay, so why are you laughing? It's funny? Rand Paul has weird hair? Okay, go on. All right, that I can tell you. That was it. Okay, fine. So that's the response, right? And it's high school. It is high school. It's exactly right. I love maturity, folks. I'm sorry. It's a deep prejudice in me. My love of civility and maturity. They're not enough. You can be civil, mature, and have horrible views and bad values, obviously. But you need both. As President of the United States, this is not provocateur in chief. Number 6.
When markets change, when things turn, I heard Governor Pataki, who, by the way, was a failed governor in New York, a very seriously failed. He wouldn't be elected dog catcher right now. I heard what he had to say.
See, he can't help himself. He almost has Tourette syndrome. He was a successful government, but that's beside the point. I mean, it's first of all George Pataki. Most people don't know who George Pataki is, and he's running for president. God bless him. He seems like a very decent man. But why? That's what it is. It's like Tourette syndrome. He can't. There's no filter between his brain and his mouth. And if you say that's refreshing, that is not refreshing. It is refreshing to have a filter and say truths. It is not refreshing in any human. You don't want to be married to a human who has no filter. Having no filter is the mark of a child, or a billionaire who thinks that every utterance is going to be listened to because he has so much money, which is a syndrome that does affect some billionaires, having been among the few to actually interact with some billionaires. Some billionaires are perfectly wonderful people, by the way. Billionaires run the gamut from jerk to wonderful, just like poor people do. But there is a syndrome that you have to fight when you have that much money. That every utterance you make is regarded as revelation from the Lord. And let's see. Okay, here we go again. Trump 7.
I'm a businessman, did really well, and Jeb, what I want to do is put that ability into this country to make our country rich again. And I can do that, and I'm not sure that anybody else in the group will be able to do that.
That's amazing. That's amazing. This is what I mean. He has all this money, and therefore thinks that there's an inherent superiority. Translating business acumen into wisdom is exceedingly difficult. Making money has very little to do with wisdom. Very, very little. There are, not to say there are no wise businessmen, but there are many foolish businessmen.